So hello and welcome everyone to Let's Play Tomb Raider for Remastered. Zelgaze115 speaking, and may I just welcome you to the Citadel Gate. And Lara looks absolutely horrified on the new loading screen for a very good reason. This is for me one of the scariest parts of the game and definitely the worst part of Cairo. A place where originally I was forced to use not one but two medpacks just to get our hands on all the goodies. This time around, however, I have a different strategy in mind. Nevertheless, guys, I just like to tell you we are gonna get our hands on all 12 goodies during our first visit, raising the total to the lovely number of 444 pickups. We are also gonna land 14 kills, which finally all count, raising the total kills count to 255. We're gonna get our hands on one secret, raising the total to 59. When it comes to breakables, again, nothing for the Oops achievement, but we are not entirely without breakables. One breakable will allow us to progress for the Hypatia Would Be Proud achievement, so we're gonna raise the count of 2 to 3. And then, if I'm not mistaken, the remaining 5 are all essentially tucked in one level. I have yet to check that, but yeah, they're gonna be clustered very closely together. As it pertains to actually unlocking an achievement, there's one in the Citadel Gate called That's a Knife, where we are asked to kill crocodiles from a crawl space. Now this sounds absolutely horrifying, but don't worry, I have, I think, a very stylish strategy in mind. Now, one of the reasons I wanted to come here, before going to trenches, is essentially to meet Sergeant Aziza over here, or Azizas, as the subtitles would have us believe. I'm still not sure if I believe the subtitles to be correct, but maybe those of you from Arabic countries can let us know if that is an actual name or surname someone would have. Nevertheless, I'm gonna let Sergeant do the talking. Also, why the hell is this guy not hostile to us?
What in God's name has happened here? Where are the rest of my men?
I banged into a couple of them. They appear to have sealed off all the exits.
Yes, this is good. You must help us to liberate the city.
I'm just here for directions. I need a route to the Citadel.
This is not so good. This is where the main activity takes place.
Activity?
We encountered it as the skies began to darken. A creature from our ancient past. It tore through my men like a firestorm. I managed to station our ammunition truck before the beast, with a mind to igniting the explosive device in the rear. But with renewed vigor, it forced us back. It was as if it knew of our plans.
Beast or no beast, Sarge? I've got to get into that building.
You have spirit, perhaps. As we retreated, we have mined some of the streets to prevent contamination. 2 of my men are still in the area, out by the northern cemetery. One of them holds the frequency for the mine detector. The other holds the second half of the code for the explosive device.
And if I find them?
Tell them Sergeant Aziza sent you. I heard your motorbike. Once you have the codes, take me on it to the ammunition truck. I shall eradicate the blockage. But hurry, I am not long of this world.
I'm sorry, I always giggle when Lara says I banged into a couple of them, and what she actually means is she slaughtered the entire Egyptian army. But hey, they were hostile first. Nevertheless, guys, couple of interesting points here. First and foremost, Lara's braid physics were still not fixed, as seen in the cutscene, but the most important part is that we need to essentially get our hands on a frequency mine detonator, explosive codes, then there's a friend M4 targeting system card, we need to pick up a lot of stuff, but what it essentially all boils down into is to clear a path to pick up Sergeant Azizas with our motorbike, which is parked in chambers of Tulun, and because of a giant step we cannot get it here, okay? We will need to enter this Citadel Gate level from the trenches level with the bike, and to do that we'll need to get our hands on a couple of key items, also upgrading our bike. I hope that's clear for now, I don't want to confuse you further, it is a little bit convoluted. something I would love to talk about is just the remaster's touch-up. Even the original had this really cool fog effect here, but look at this. These are now actual three-dimensional shops in Cairo. It makes it feel like we're part of some street bazaar or something like that, which is interesting because the level called Street Bazaar will actually have nothing like this. And some of these jars are familiar. These are miniatures of the indestructible bronze jars from the earlier Karnak and Alexandria levels. These white ones I don't think we've seen before, but these orange ones we absolutely have destroyed back in Alexandria. So I think it's just a cute bit of reused asset. Now guys, I would like to introduce you to the problem of this level. There it is. Yep. If you didn't think things are bad enough, well, let me introduce you to the dragon. Yeah. Azizas just said, oh, a creature from our ancient past. I feel he was downplaying it a bit. Yeah. What Lara is after is entering the Citadel of Cairo over here. If you remember, in the Hall of Dimitri's level, she found a scroll from the priest Semerkhet who mentioned the incantations to rebind Seth being on ancient stone tablets in the Citadel in Cairo. Which is weird because I'm pretty sure at the times of when Semerkhet was around and Horus and Seth, the Citadel was not standing. This is a way more modern structure, but then again, he had prophetic abilities, so he knew the Citadel will stand one day. I don't know. But essentially, this is where we need to go. This is all Lara's interested in. She couldn't give a damn about the soldiers, also they're being hostile bastards to her. But we need to clear the dragon first, and forget about explosive arrows or grenades. It's gonna take higher ordnance packed in this truck to clear the path. Okay, guys? So, in order to do this, we need to get the bike here and carry Sergeant Azizas. So if you wondered what the sidecar on Jean-Yves' bike will be used to, this is it. Now I would very much like to just capture this monstrosity in a picture. Let me extend the FOV, not too much. And I think this angle should just about work. And I want to capture the entrance into the Citadel. Yeah, I'm happy about that. Now this dragon, like dragons usually do in stories, will spew fire, okay? What I'm, however, way more scared about is not the pathetic fireballs here, but it's something else. It is swarms of locusts that are now gonna start chasing us. Wait, that didn't happen. That's odd. A swarm of locusts should have appeared. Well, I'm gonna count my lucky stars that didn't happen and we preserved some health. Anyway, guys, we get another glimpse of a really cool looking area. This looks like an actual street bazaar, made so much better with light coming in the windows. It's like people are actually hiding inside. And look, more shops with pots and pans and jars, and I don't know what's written up there. Those of you who speak Arabic can of course let us know. Apparently even the inscriptions in the chambers of Tulun are from the actual mosque of Tulun in Cairo, which is pretty awesome. Thank you for clarifying that. And it's one of the locations I didn't know existed, but I remember that when playing Serious Sam 3, which takes place in sort of modern day Cairo, although future, but practically modern day, the Mosque of Ibn Tulun was used as a staging ground for a fight with the Mechanoid there. Anyway, I'm getting sidetracked a bit. So anywho, guys, our objective is to upgrade the bike first. And this is sort of a rear entrance from the trenches level, which we will overcome, and... I don't believe it. Well, okay, I wasn't expecting to find the Jean-Yves bike parked here already. Okay, that's very funny. I guess when we'll enter it with the bike, Lara will be inside of it, but it just, a copy of Jean-Yves bike remains here. Oh, that's pretty cool. By the way, all these barriers are breakable objects, part of the Citadel Gate level, okay? So they're gonna be part of the scrolling text already, but we're gonna break them later. Anywho, guys, we want to get our hands on the crashed ambulance here and pick up the nitrous oxide. However, the hint to how to upgrade the bike will be given to us by Sergeant Azizas when we'll be leaving the level. For now, we need to reach the high ground here, okay? So there's so much to cover in this relatively short level, and I know I'm making it longer, but I feel like when you're gonna be tackling it, you're gonna remember it all better without me having spent the time. Now guys, I would now like to focus on That's a Knife achievement. So let's sprint, and remember, you can transition into a crawl from a sprint. Oh, that was rather unfortunate. But we unlock the achievement. Defeat 2 crocodiles while being in the same tight space with them. Okay, well, that didn't exactly work out. I think I somersaulted a little bit too late. What you can also do, and I literally entered the crawl space with them here, as the achievement description says, what you can do as well is you can somersault a little bit earlier and already start shooting from 1 square ahead of the crawl space, and the achievement will still unlock. So you know what, I think the best way I can do this is to show you exactly what I mean and do this again. Okay, let's wait for him to stomp the ground and go, 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 Miss Croft. Excellent, and we dodged his fire completely. Now a swarm of locusts, like I said before, should appear. But it doesn't. You know what? I'm starting to think the most recent patch changed something. Well, we'll see where this will lead. Oh, and by the way, you know what? I'm absolutely taking a picture of this proper looking street bazaar. It's way too impressive not to. Look how dark it was in the OG, but there's actual illumination happening there. Anywho, guys, I want to show you a proper, safer way to unlock That's a Knife. There we go. And from this distance, the crocodiles cannot bite you. And this is kind of what was supposed to happen the first time. And you can see we just about entered the crawl space, but like I said, it will also work fine if you're on 1 step before the crawl space. You know, give it a go, let me know if it worked out for you guys. I have unlocked this consistently like that on PS4, PS5 and GOG. Steam turned out a bit differently and we got a bit deeper into the crawl space. I actually didn't think it's possible to enter it that deep from a sprint, but hey, we learned something new. At the price of a few drops of blood. Okay guys, so don't forget the goodies inside here. And yes, I did not take a picture of those crocodiles simply because it was a tight, dark space. But I'm gonna fix that mistake when we revisit the Citadel Gate level. For now, let's do this. You lose control of Lara over here, so be careful because of this cutscene. You can easily skip it with the look key. I like to hold the roll key to see when Lara will start moving. Oh, there we go. Now we have control over her. So my friends, I would like to very much welcome you to the dumbest puzzle of the entire game. What you can see here are 3 levers marked 1, 2, and 3. Something's gonna happen when we press the first and the third one. And that coffin is gonna move out of the way. Furthermore, there is a 4th lever, which I guess is where the challenge in this puzzle lies, that you might not realize there's another one, and that's right over here. This is lever number 4. And we've opened both coffins. You know what would be good? If the puzzle would close one of them should a different configuration of levers be pressed. You know, just like they pulled it off in Impeller's Midas. Here, however, each coffin has symbols. This kind of looks like number 4. This could be H or 8. This is a moon, then S, lightning bolt, and H again. See, the translation of these symbols into letters is right over here and right over here. And if we get this thing out of the way via hitting it with a crossbow bolt, revolver shot, doesn't matter, we'll make progress for Hypatia Would Be Proud achievement. However, this thing will start hanging here and it's gonna make getting the secret over here so much more difficult. So I would instead like to show you a more efficient way of achieving that. Okay guys, so first enter the coffin closer to where we entered. And by the way, it once happened to me that Lara used her crowbar on this switch and nothing happened and I had to do it again. It was a bit weird. But we see the door opening animation, that's good. And now let's enter the other tunnel. And over here, we'll reach a 5th lever in this area, although this one's unmarked, but it just about opens the door there. Uh-oh, I hear the noise. Guys, crouch. When a swarm of locusts enters, it's the best thing you can do. However, I have not taken a picture of the locusts. What I want to show you here is something I think rather impressive. Each of these was just a 2-dimensional sprite in the original, and now they are fully 3D rendered, just like their FMV counterpart sitting on Von Kroy's Mercedes car, okay? Or Volkswagen, I'm not sure what brand that was supposed to be. But There we go. These locusts are actually fully rendered, and you know what? I think I'm gonna take a picture of these monsters, which in this level specifically are more terrifying even than the death beetles. There we go. Their position's roughly the same between the OG and the remastered, but Lara, no, don't stand up. God damn it. We'll literally pay for these pictures with blood, but it's worth it. And they will disperse. Now, in case you're wondering what's the source of these locusts, guys, it's the same dragon that was spewing fire and brimstone, okay? The problem is that in half of this area, we are approaching the dragon's locust swarm radius. Anywho, here I prefer to get the Uzis out, but let me just check to be absolutely sure we get all the kills. There should be 2 bets. So we want to see 245 when we take the next step. Yay! And we can move on. Now guys, be careful. There's gonna be yet another swarm of locusts appearing because we are close to the dragon. There they are. And enter the tile, because this will give you few frames of invincibility against the swarm of locusts during the cutscene, but hold the crouch key, and as soon as you get control of Lara, start crouching, and the swarm of locusts should disperse, okay? This is, I think, a good defensive strategy. Furthermore, there should be 2 more bats. Let's see how accurate Lara will be. Okay, I don't know if we killed 1 or 2. We should be at 247. Yes, we killed both bats. Awesome. And if you'll forgive me, I'm finally gonna save the game at this spot, because I'm gonna show you a way to a particularly dangerous secret. Okie dokie, so let's grab the rope over here. And now we don't need to necessarily stabilize this one, because we want to swing in roughly the same direction. And guys, since we did not yet uncover Hypatia Would Be Proud clue over there, that wooden box is not blocking us. So we should aim for the bell in the right corner over there, but not the angled roof. And hitting this balance, especially if the rope is moving, can be a bit tricky. Oh, but this looks promising. Yay! Miss Croft? Thank you. Now, that was the most stylish way of entering this secret. See how easier it is if you don't uncover the Hypatia Would Be Proud clue? Now, so far I only talked about it, but I actually want to show you... Oh, that's a crawl space, I forgot. By the way, cool thing is, in the original you had to take some falling damage getting out of here, but since you can forward somersault, which is safer than safety drop, you don't have to. Okay, we're on the ground floor, and this is now the perfect opportunity to make progress for Hypatia Would Be Proud. I'm gonna show you exactly what I mean. Let's just see if we have laser sight. Ah, we have it on the crossbow. Okay, so this wooden box, you need to hit this part of it. Technically we didn't break it, we just moved it, but I'm considering this is a breakable object, and now you can see that this lightning bolt over here equals 4, what I actually called for is 3, and so on. You see the full gist. The important thing is that Hypatia Would Be Proud has now increased to 3 out of 8. Awesome. The thing is, it only works from this angle. If you try to shoot it from down here, or even from this ledge where we're gonna find ourselves soon, it will not work. You can hit it as many times as you want. What I haven't tried is wasting explosive crossbow bolts. Maybe that would make it move. But anywho, this ledge is a reliable way to make it move. It's a bit weird. Okay guys, but you know what that means? We need to pass the Locusts corridor yet again. Yeah, this level is just full of pain. Let's do it. By the way, love what they did here. Same thing as in Hall of Demetrius, they added lights and depth to the ceiling. And there they are, little monsters. Okay, crouching is the safest thing, but it comes down to RNG, how much damage you're actually gonna take from these bastards. Okay. The last one just had to take a bite. I wonder what sort of diseases Lara now carries. Okay. It always makes me a bit paranoid. What if this particular swarm of locusts is the one representing Seth traveling all around the place, you know? You just never know. Okay, the swinging is not working this time. Occasionally I swing so good I even grab the roof over there, but it's slippery. Okay, there's some ventilation ducts, but remember to hold the action key not to hit Lara's head. And now let's get our shotgun. Even revolver works well here, but if you're close enough, shotgun deals the same damage as a revolver shot would. Yay! I wasn't sure if we hit with the first blast. If not, the scarab could push us down and we'd be in a world of pain. Okay, okay, not yet. And I'm thinking, let's grab this ledge. Let's go down a little and let's corner shimmy. I think it's possible to also make a direct jump onto the wooden ledge to the left. But I want to trigger every single scarab and not miss one. Okay, that was excellent. Now guys, if you don't care about all the kills, please make a running jump on the ledge over there, pick up the medpack and continue. If you want all the kills, I'm gonna have to ask you to do something really stupid, and I hate this, but grab the monkey swing bars over here and now just keep getting bitten by an annoying scarab. What's worse, the moment we drop down here, we are at a risk of being pushed down. Oh my god. Holy moly, where did he appear from? Anyway, that turned out better than I thought. Awesome. Let's not forget the small medpack over here. Alrighty then. And I think the difficult part of this street bazaar should be... I shouldn't call it street bazaar because there's an actual level called street bazaar, but it looks nothing like a street bazaar, unlike this alley over here. Anywho. Whoa! Oh shoot, I forgot about those. Those can push us out of the way. A bit of light through the crack in the wall, but nothing inside. I like this a lot. And there should be a bet. Let me just check. We are at 250. And I want to see it go to 251. Not options. Oh, there we go. Awesome. Oh. I thought I saw a glimpse of a small bat corpse down there. Okay, cool. So, let's just try and survive this. Whoa. Don't get pushed, please. Okay, and guys, there's another one. Lara's already aiming at it. However, this vicious, evil little bastard, we cannot hit it with the ambulance being between us and it, okay? By the way, I like to take a picture like this. By the way, cool bit of detail, there's actual oil coming from the ambulance causing the little fire. That's pretty cool. Alrighty then, but we need to go around it. Whoa! Okay, that worked. I think we got bitten, but at this point I'm beyond caring. And there we go, this is ridiculously easy to miss with our action indicators. We just picked up a nitrous oxide canister. The problem is, this alone is not enough to tune and upgrade our bike. We need a small pipe. Yeah, and we're gonna get it deep inside the trenches level, which is incredibly cryptic. Okay. This jump can lead you to death, but just make sure to press the action key at the last possible second and you should slip down into safety. By the way, part of me really has to wonder how on earth did a cab get into that situation over there. Okay guys, we have what we came here for, and now for the scariest part of the level. The Locust Tunnel. Those of you who are veterans know exactly what I'm talking about. So there is a secret hiding place over here. Okay, and I'm gonna save the game here, and essentially guys, I'm gonna explain the gist to you, okay? If we just let the swarm do its thing, it's gonna leech our health away whilst we try to pick up the goodies in this tunnel, reach the very end, and then we'll have to backtrack because only upon touching this tile 2 more bats will appear in this place. I don't know why it's programmed this way, it is incredibly stupid. Furthermore, it takes a lot of time to crawl climb into here, somersault out, and it's made even faster in the remasters, you don't have to do 180-degree turn, but during this time there is no way to avoid the damage from the locusts that this bloody beast is summoning. Oh wow! It's like, no, stay away from me, 2 locusts. Okay, that's pretty funny. But yeah, and this is the point where in my original playthrough I was forced to use medpacks. This time around, I have a different strategy in mind. See that? The locusts are gone. However, we'll need to save again and reload to make them disappear. And guys, if this feels dirty, I understand. Trust me. It feels dirty to me too, but this entire corridor is so disgustingly dirty already, I am past the point of caring. There we go, our saves count is gonna increase a lot, but it's a small price to pay, and now there should be 2 bats we can take care of. Lara, can you aim at it, please? Thank you. Oh my god, look at our health situation. Can we somehow survive this? This should be the final exploit like this I'll use. Okay, and now what we want to do is trigger a cutscene. This sometimes works and sometimes doesn't.
Your bike will need modifications to clear some of the larger obstacles. Nitrous oxide connected to the carburetor should give you the extra punch. Go, guy, bring me the codes.
I love the way he said, the extra punch. Oh, brilliant, absolutely brilliant. I love it when English or American voice actors try to imitate other accents. It's cute and only mildly offensive. It's great. Okay, guys, so now as Sergeant Azizas gave us a hint how to tune the bike. We have half of it, but we need sort of a small pipe to connect to it deep inside the trenches level. Okay, guys? So we just about made it. The cutscene actually kept us safe from the locusts, which is awesome. But now, let's see if we actually got everything. I'm gonna save the game here. My god, 9 saves. But we didn't use a medpack. Or have we? Well, let's make sure when we check the stats screen. Ah, this is exactly what I wanted to see. So guys, we made it through the scariest part of the Cairo and potentially the entire game because of that bloody locust swarm tunnel. I think originally the tunnel was supposed to be a reward for finding a secret protection from the dragon's fire blasts and locust, but since they gave locust the ability to move through walls, the whole tunnel just lost its purpose in my opinion. I wish it would work as intended in the remasters, but they wanted to respect the original vision. Nevertheless, we got our hands on all 12 goodies, raising the total pickups count to 444. We also landed all 14 kills that all counted, rare occasion, raising the total to 155. There are 2 more crocodile kills will land upon our revisit with an upgraded and tuned bike. We also unlocked this level's one and only secret, raising the total to 59, and when it comes to breakable objects for the Oops achievement, nothing, but breaking one object did increase our Hypatia Would Be Proud achievement count to 3 out of 8, and we have unlocked That's a Knife. I showed you a more reckless way to do it and then a safer way to do it. Let me guys, please let me know which one of these ways worked for you. Anywho, very happy to see these stats, but this is not where we finish the video for today, because I just want to take a brief walk through the chambers of Tulun again. Okay, there we go. Oh, by the way guys, if you don't care about losing health, you can take a shortcut via just sprinting across the gate here. You will take over half of your health bar in damage, but that's fine. And now I think the music, yeah, will trigger. Incredibly annoying, but thankfully we're not here for long. There's more enemies and goodies and breakable objects to get here, but only once our bike will be tuned. So let's just park it over here and... oh, I didn't need to save at the end of the Citadel Gate. Ah, well, okay, so we're increasing our saves count yet again. And guys, I'm gonna see you next time in the trenches level, but not before I thank my amazing patrons. Blangoople, Mick, Severin Drax, Enstickle, Katie Danger, Poo2, Basic Brani, and Bino. Thank you guys so much for being my loyal Winstons and for keeping the Citadel Gate open for us. Now we just have to deal with the dragon. Next, I would like to say thanks to my caretaker Winstons, Michael McConkie, Karavetu, Renigar Derny, Blanket Fox, Jonathan Jones, Dig the Bee, and PD92. Thank you guys so much for your support of the channel and also for patching up Sergeant Azizas, making sure he will last a little longer. As he said, he's not long for this world and we need him for the fight ahead. I would also like to give special thanks to my brave veteran Winstons, Andrea Paviglianiti, Alexander, and Richard Dearman. Thank you guys so much for your valiant support of the channel and also for bravely driving an ambulance to help the locals. Despite the accident at the very end, supplies have been handed out and Lara got her hands on the nitrous oxide canister, which will eventually give us just the boost we need. And finally, I would like to give one very, very special thanks to my one and only fine vintage Winston, Akira Foxmind. Thank you so much for your long and generous support of the channel. It means the world to me. And also thank you today for granting us the power of save and reload, overcoming our fate and destiny. This way, we were able to make it through the locust corridor from hell without using a medpack. You've just made a no meds run possible. And on a final note, I'd like to say thanks to my free Patreon members as well as to each and every one of you for making it to the end of the video. I really appreciate it. And guys, I want to ask, what do you think of the Citadel Gate and especially the locust corridor from hell? How did you decide to overcome it? Did you save scam like I did in today's LP, or did you actually do it decently and had to use medpacks like I did in my original LP 4 years ago? Again, I leave the choice up to you, whichever you're more comfortable with. There's no achievement for finishing the game without using medpacks, but I just thought it's fun to find a different way. Now, if there is a way to not save scam and to not use a medpack and still get the 3 goodies inside the locust corridor and kill the 2 bats, please let us all know in the comment section, but I have yet to discover such a way. Anywho guys, I'm unfortunately also gonna be again gone for this weekend. I'm not gonna be able to work on any videos. I'm attending my friend's wedding, but when I'll be back, I'll be working immediately on the next level, the trenches, and that's exactly where I'm gonna see you next. And until then, I wanna wish all of you happy raiding.